Dimasiari. Allow me at the very outset to say just how encouraged I am by the many people who are here today. Siyavuya ukubona abantu abaninzi kangaka abaze apha kulo mcimbi esikuyo. Siyabulela ukuza kwenu. Now we've got a few people out there who are continuing to be disruptive and making noise and having placards. But we are going to continue. I want to welcome all community members who have taken time this afternoon to be here. I firstly want to extend my best wishes to all the women of our country as we commemorate International Women's Day. As we carry on with the struggle for the rights of women and girls. In many parts of the world, it is women who till the lands, who work in our factories, who walk long miles in search for water, for firewood, to sustain their families. And because of this, it is women who feel the effects of a degraded environment when these resources of sustenance disappear. So today we applaud the women of our country. We celebrate International Women's Day with you. Thank you very much. Siyabulela omama namantombazana. I want to start off by paying tribute to our late Minister Edna Molewa, because today, as we launch this Good Greens campaign, it was her conception. She's the one who came up with the idea that we should have a day like this. So we applaud her, we thank her. And in her memory, I would like us to stand and observe 1 minute of silence as we remember our departed minister, Edna Molewa. Just for 1 minute of silence, please. Thank you. Singahlala phansi. Today is quite a historic day in our country, in that we are launching a most important campaign, a campaign that talks to how we live our lives, a campaign that talks to how we interact with our environment, a campaign that talks to what type of a country we want to have. It is a most important campaign, having been conceptualized by Minister Edna Molewa, who was our leading champion on climate change issues. Edna Molewa was our national conscience on climate change. She was the one person who used to go not only across our country, but across the world, preaching the message of climate change. And as the world got together in various forums, she was the voice of Africa, the voice of South Africa, when it came to climate change issues. Edna Molewa played a leading role in the climate change meeting that took place in Paris. And she led not only South Africa and Africa, but made sure that there was an agreement at the global level. So we thank her and honor her today. Today we honor her as we launch this campaign, because today really is about how we look after our country, how we look after our planet. We want to be articulating a number of issues here because in a number of ways, as people of this country, we seem to have been waging war against the planet. We seem to have been waging war against ourselves by not looking after our planet, our country, by littering our country, by illegal dumping and the pollution of our air, the pollution of our streams, of our rivers, and of our oceans. And all these things have negative effects on our health, on the quality of life, and on the very appearance of our country. Now we have a great opportunity to make sure that from today onwards, we take steps to look after our environment. And there are many things that we can learn from each other. We can even learn from young children. I told people today that I learned to stop littering from my own children who were still young. And each time they saw me throwing away a piece of paper or a can, they would say, "Dad, don't litter. We must stop littering." Now this morning, I had another wonderful opportunity to go to a school, where one of my new friends, I get new friends now and again, but I acquired a special friend here in Mdansan in East London. A young lady wrote a letter to me, and her name is Daisy. She wrote to me and said, "Mr. President," and Daisy is here today. She's my special guest. And I'd like Daisy to stand up so that you can all see her. Daisy, come here so that they can see you. Now, this is Daisy, my friend. Now, I'm sorry for you. Mina ndisifumanele umngana apha eEast London. This is Daisy, my new friend. We write letters to each other. And oh yes, wonderful letters. And they are transparent letters, you can read them. They are not funny letters. Now, one of the things that Daisy and her friends do is that they have committed themselves to look after our environment and to stop littering. Let us give Daisy and her friends a round of applause. You can go this way. Now, comrades and compatriots, today is about the important issue of looking after environment, but more importantly, it's about launching a campaign to clean South Africa, launching a campaign to make sure that we have a clean and healthy country, so that from now on we are able to deal with waste in a most meaningful way. Bagiti, e-waste le, which we need to manage, sayibona phaya kuVaal River. kuVaal River, this river that flows in Gauteng and finally flows in the Orange River and finally goes and empties on the Atlantic Ocean. There was a lot of sewage that was being dumped in this river. And as the river was getting full of sewage, the fish started to die. The birds started to die. And the Vaal River, which Gauteng gets its water from, became so filthy that it was almost impossible ukuthi singatha amanzi angene ku-water system yase-Johannesburg nase-Gauteng. Now it is therefore important ukuthi we must do everything to look after our environment. We must do everything to stop dumping waste into rivers, into streams. When we throw bottles out of a car window, it makes that same road unsafe, but it is also littering. When, as municipalities, we let mounds of trash build up in illegal landfills and dump sites, it attracts pests, it attracts rats, it attracts also disease. When industries in our country illegally dump hazardous waste and don't properly dispose of water used in industrial processes, these badly affect our communities. All this makes our planet sick, it makes our country sick, and it makes all of us sick. But the worst part is that it makes our children sick, and it is therefore time to change. Kufanele ukuthi izinto zijike izinto ngoba akusiyona indlela yokuphila le ukuthi yonke into emdaka siyayilahla yonke indawo and siphila endaweni emdaka. Tina asibona abantu bomdaka. As South Africans, we are people who love ourselves. We love to be clean. And as it was said earlier, Minister Mukonyani, ngoba ungena icawo wathi, cleanliness is next to godliness. It is when we are clean that we are next to God. So therefore, our attitude to waste must now begin to change. We are here today to launch a national campaign to mobilize the citizens of our country, business, industry, labor and civil society at large towards a common goal of cleaning up South Africa. Ndiyaye nditsho ukuthi abanye bethu sesike safika kwelinye ilizwe elibizwa ukuthiwa iRwanda. iRwanda has a capital city ebizwa ukuthiwa iKigali. Now Kigali is the cleanest city on the whole continent. If you go around Kigali, you don't see a single paper on the streets of Kigali. They clean up Kigali once a month, from the president right downwards. Everybody once a month spends an hour cleaning up their towns, cleaning up their country. Now, today we are saying, by performing just one good green deed in a day, you can make all the difference. Whether it is recycling your waste or conducting cleanup activities in your street, in your neighborhood, in your school, in your municipality, You must be a change agent. You must become the person who's going to drive change. Now, this morning, before I came here, I participated in a cleanup campaign in Buffalo City. And I know that other cleanup campaigns have been going on in King Williamstown, KwaDikela, and Ebuhlanti Beach and Estuary. These cleanup campaigns have been very good, and I participated in one. But more importantly, similar activities are taking place across the country today. eGaleshiwe, eNorthern Cape, eKimberley, bayingenile lento of cleaning up. eMahikeng and Northwest namhlanje nabo, they are participating in a cleaning campaign. eMsunduzi nabo, they are busy with a cleaning campaign. Lady Brand, the Free State, they are also in a cleaning campaign. ePolokwane, eLimpopo nabo, they are in a cleaning campaign. eSharpeville, they are also in their own cleaning campaign. And Manenberg in the Western Cape, they are also in their own cleaning campaign. And eMamelodi, they are also Gauteng, they are also in a cleaning campaign. So the whole country today is involved in a cleaning campaign which we announced in Sona. Ogoti, we are going to embark on a cleanup drive for our country. We hope the Good Green Deeds campaign will be embraced with vigor by all South Africans, particularly in all municipalities. We are all too aware of the challenges our municipalities face with waste management. But mnage, I was very heartened namhlanje xa umeya uxola phakathi esixelela ukuthi apha eBuffalo City, Buffalo City seyine waste management strategy, and Buffalo City is going to start a massive cleanup campaign. Masimqhwabela izandla umeya wethu ngalo msebenzi abazowenza. They are going to turn Buffalo City into a clean city. They have come up with a strategy of making sure that Buffalo City indeed does become a clean city. Now, there's nothing that will give many of us here the pride that we will have when Buffalo City and our various other cities are now clean. There's nothing that can beat us or stop us from being like a Kigali. In Rwanda, it's a small country of a few million people. We are 57 million. And so besihlulwe in Rwanda, so besihlulwe in Kigali. Let us go and clean up South Africa so that at least we can be like them. President Paul Kagame was in Cape Town a day ago, and I told him, President Kagame, you are the cleanest country in Africa. South Africa is going to catch up with you, and we are going to surpass you, because we will not be beaten by you as Rwanda. And he laughed about it. I'm very serious. South Africans were very serious when we embark on a campaign. So that is what we are going to do. Now, our population is growing, and more people are moving to our cities, leading to more waste being generated despite diminishing space for landfills. Recycling rates are extremely high, or low rather. We are also dealing with the effects of a bitter legacy. In 1994, the year we attained our freedom, many households did not have access to basic refuse removal services. And because of forced removals and land dispossession, our people were squashed into areas that were not fit for human settlement at all. People lacked access to water, proper sanitation, and even something as basic as dustbins. Many of our communities were forcibly relocated to areas adjacent to industrial areas where, in the absence of laws to protect their rights, industries were just free to pollute at will. It has been under this government that environmental rights and laws have been enforced. We have also implemented a national policy to address the inability of millions of our poor households to pay for waste services. Currently, the number of South African households with access to services are now close to 80%, compared to 50% in 2001. Kusho ukuthi we have moved forward, siqhubile. Abantu abaninzi ngoku banayo indlela ye-waste removal or refusal. Waste services rather. The number of households that have refuse removal at least once a week is going up all the time, increasing from 56% to 66% in 2017. Now, this is increasing because we are determined to make sure that we look after our environment. We need to do more to build capacity of local government. Oh, masipala bethu badinga uncedo. We need to support our municipalities so that they can have capacity to be able to remove waste and to be able to offer waste removal services to the citizens or the residents of the municipalities. Now, through initiatives like our Greenest Municipality competition, we want to reward municipalities. There are also a number of success stories of cities that have adopted greening as an integral part of their planning. A good example is the city of Johannesburg, which has an initiative called SABC. It also has a mayoral cleanup initiative, and this one is in Rustenburg. We also have a cleanup service and campaign in Umhlatuze in KZN. And we also have a citizen-led cleanup in Centurion. So these cleanup cities are growing in number. That is why we are so impressed with Buffalo City, that Buffalo City is now, bye-bye Daisy, bye-bye my friend. Now, the Adopt a Sport project also focuses on street sweeping. Now, the Buffalo municipality is also going to now embark on another ambitious project, which is recycling economy by upgrading buyback centers, leading waste separation, and street cleaning. Also, right here in Buffalo City, we are piloting a project for environmentally sound management of hazardous waste. Now, under this partnership, we plan to develop a general household waste management model. In line with the objectives of our National Development Plan, we are pursuing a path of development that is low carbon, more environmentally sustainable work processes, ones that also create jobs, are both possible and in the current reality. Through our national waste management strategy, we want to increase the contribution of the green economy. Sekunenye economy esijongane nayo ngoku ibizwa green economy. Economy le green sithi xa sijonga sifumana ukuthi ingakwazi ukuthi yakhe imisebenzi emininzi. This is a sector that has the potential to create almost 70,000 new jobs, and it has the potential to create thousands, more than 5,000 small, medium enterprises and cooperatives. Now, this is another sector ye economy evulekayo. Iyavuleka izokwazi ukuthi kwazi ukuqasha abantu abaninzi, and xa sithi 70,000 sibona ukuthi baninzi abanye abantu abangazukwazi ukuthi baqashwe. This morning I launched the Operation Pakisa on chemicals and waste, which has a number of detailed action plans. They include increasing the total contribution of the waste economy from 24 billion to 35 billion and creating nimamele kakuhle kule yephakisa manje ye chemical waste izokwazi ukuthi sakhele almost 130,000 yemisebenzi emitsha. That is what we want. And izokwazi xa yenza njalo isakhele ama-business a-5,000. Futhi sizokwazi ukuthi i-70% yalabo bantu kwabazongena kulama-business bazawuba bengabantu abatsha. The youth will be able to get into this. Now, you know, ndifuna ukuthi thina apha eSouth Africa nalaba abatsha abangxolayo aba, they are young people, and manje bavale indlebe zabo, they are not listening, and bona bayafunda, bathi ugqiba ukufunda bathole ama-diploma nama-degree, bafumana ukuthi abayifumani imisebenzi. Manje thina singuhulumeni sithi sifuna ukubakhela imisebenzi kwenye economy entsha, the green economy, ukuthi bazokwazi bangene emsebenzini leyo. Now, bakithi, this green economy, it's spreading all over the world. Umhlaba wonke jikelele ujongane nalento bathi climate change. I-climate change iguqula izinto ezininzi. Siyaguqulwa izinto ngendlela esebenza ngayo, ngendlela esenza izinto ngayo, ngendlela esifunda ngayo, and all that. Xa siguqa ezi zinto kuvela enye economy, ile green economy. Xa ivela le economy kuthiwa izawenza imisebenzi emininzi, many more jobs than we have right now. So we must now, as South Africa, singene kuyo le economy. We must get into this economy because it's an economy we can create on our own. We can build this economy, and abantu abasebenza ku-environmental affairs basixelela nokuthi we can even build greenhouses, sakhe izindlu ezi-green, indlu eungathi xa kunomlilo ingachi, indlu ezokwazi ukuthi yabona isikhusele kakuhle. So that is what we are now facing. Now our government is embracing this economy. Sithi singoyiki le economy, let's get into it because izowasakhela imsebenzi and izowakha nama-business. Now sifuna ukuthi kube ne-partnership nalaba soma-business. Namhlanje kule Pakisa launch yethu, we also had the opportunity yokudibana nama-company amaninzi. Lawo ma-company nabo ama-company kakhulu bayabona ukuthi they must embrace the green economy. Bayenze ukuthi green economy ibe something that they lead in. For instance, i-company efana ne-Coca-Cola. I-Coca-Cola isixelela ukuthi le bhodlela ye-plastic esithenga ngayo i-Coca-Cola, le plastic, it's no longer a plastic. They now make it from plants. Bayenza from green leaves and all that. Now they are becoming green as a company. They are becoming environmentally relevant. Bebekhona nabo phaya. Nabanye bebekhona, a number of companies, and these companies made a pledge, a huge pledge, and I want to applaud them for being part of this campaign, because bayenze i-pledge ukuthi they are going to invest. Minister Nomvula Mkonyane was the one who was greeting them to make these pledges, leading them. Nyamaz Pelugutunjani, she's a mobilizer. Why mobilizer? Ama pledges. And namhlanje ku announce, we announce pledges that amount to 1.4 billion rand as our investor into our economy through the Green Deeds campaign. So our company, they are willing to come and invest quite a lot of money. And many of them were mentioning big amounts. One of them, Ipuma Korea, is Samsung. Leteng is a phone. They have pledged to Guti. One, they are going to train our young people, give them jobs that are sustainable, particularly in making green products. They are also going to set up a facility here in South Africa of beneficiation. Ukwenza sure ukuthi izinto abazithengisayo siyazenzela apha thina ngokwethu eSouth Africa, singaphindi nje sizithenge from overseas. So leyo nto into enhle. And they've come to this conclusion because of this campaign that we have launched. Now it is important, ukuthi we must embrace this, because our country has embarked on a journey of ensuring that our environment is conserved and we protect our environment completely. Now, we want you, particularly the young people, to take a lead in being part of this environmental awareness raising, where you live and where you are also being educated. And we want the young people also to be at the forefront of the cleanup campaigns, so that we can really see in a demonstrable way that the young people whose task is to preserve the world for future generations are also committed to this. In the same way we tidy our homes and spaces around us, we should take personal responsibility for keeping our environment clean. Now, we want at the same time today to introduce to South Africa the mascot of the Green Deeds campaign. Now, they should come up here so that we can introduce this mascot. Is this mascot available? Now, mascot. Niyakhumbula ngaleliya xesha le-World Cup sinenye mascot. Le mascot of Green Deeds. Gomu isilwane lesi. Asizawusinceda ukuthi we must look after our environment. So this is the Good Green Deeds mascot. It is meant to raise our consciousness and our awareness. Ukuthi we must do green deeds. Siyabulela mfondini silwane nguwe. Siyabulela ukuthi ube lapha. Now this is going to be the sign that we use to spread the message. Now the way our country looks says a great deal about us as a nation, about what we stand for, about our values. Namhlanje lo CEO lo ophethe iSamsung ya yonke le Africa ovela le South Korea uthe kuthi he loves South Africa and he thinks South Africa is the most beautiful country in the world. And we said it is true because lelizwe lethu, it is indeed the most beautiful. Alikho elinye ilizwe apha emhlabeni elifana neSouth Africa. Likhona na? Alikho. So what it means, ukuthi he has fallen in love with South Africa because he sees its beauty. He sees the beauty of not only South Africa but its people. So we as South Africans now need to live the part. We must be beautiful, we must be clean, we must have our environment being clean, we must pick up litter, we must clean up our cities as we clean up our homes. And this mascot here is what we should keep in mind all the time as we clean up South Africa and make South Africa a truly beautiful country of ours. Let us today commit right here now that we will each do one good green deed a day for the sake of ourselves, for the sake of others. A clean environment is feasible. Bantu bakithi kuyenzeka kungayenzeka ukuthi siphile endaweni engekho mdaka. It is possible. It is possible ukuthi just as we get into our homes are clean, they smell nice, and they are ready to receive anyone at any time. Sithi ke nalapho sihamba khona, where we walk, where we play, where we work, where we learn, where we worship, where we do everything, let us make sure ukuthi we make our country clean. It is quite embarrassing when you have overseas visitors and then you come and show them dirty cities. As you drive around with overseas visitors, babone indawo emdaka. It is embarrassing. Thina abanye siziva ngathi singazifihla ukuthi bangasiboni. So namhlanje I'm saying to all South Africans, let us take steps to clean up our country. Let us take steps to make South Africa clean. Let us take steps to make our country beautiful. The country of South Africa, there is no country that surpasses South Africa in terms of being beautiful. let us make sure that it also becomes a clean country that we can all be proud of. If you feel the urge to drop litter, drop it in a place reserved for litter. If litter has been collected, we ask that it should be recycled. It should be recycled so that it can be used for later. If a municipality does not have a waste management strategy, we call upon you today to have a waste management strategy so that we clean our cities and make our city clean. Now, ndigqibezela ngokuthi ke batla ho qetella ka hore ka bane le mona hona le Basotho ba bangata ke kopane le bona ka shekulena le ko Freistata le ko Northwest ba mmametse le ko Polokwane ke batla ho qetella ka hore batho ba eso ka nnete tjhe a re lekeng re etse matsapa ohle hore ka nnete re kolomake sebaka se re dulang ho sona se be setle se nkge ha monate se bonahale se benye ebe sebaka se benyang se bonahalang hore ka nnete ke sebaka se setle e tlile re setle hore le ha morena Jesu a ka re wa khutla ka tsatsi le leng a re ha fihla a fumane sebaka sa hao ka nnete se le setle o ka se thabe le wena ha morena Jesu a ka fihla a fumane hore toropo ya hao le hae la hao seterata sa hao ka nnete o ka re ho phela kolobe nethi ke kunokwenzeka ukuthi uYesu ngenye imini athi uyabuya xa ezobuya uYesu asazi ukuthi uzawubuya nini sithi ke masihlale silindile senze sure ukuthi indawo zethu ziclean ngawo wonke amaxesha senzele ukuthi xa engafika uYesu nomfundisi uye waphakama phaya uyandiva ngoku ukuthi hawu lithetha ngoYesu ukuthi xa engafika awu anwabe afubone ukuthi ngempela singabantu abazithandayo. And it is also important as we do this, we must demonstrate that we love ourselves as people and as South Africans, and that we love our country and that we want our country to be clean. Now, the one thing that we will have to do is to nominate a day. After this campaign is settled, we want to nominate a day in a month so that we say on X day, X Saturday or so, we are going to embark on a 1-hour cleanup, all of us across the length and the breadth of the country, and clean up our environment. Hore re hlatswe South Africa ibe ntle. Uthi ibe ntle iSouth Africa, ibe iSouth Africa lesingayithanda ukuya naphakade. Ngigqibezela ngokuthi masambeni ke sijoine our mascot ukuthi we must clean South Africa and let us make South Africa, let us be proud of our country and let us make our country a great, beautiful and clean country. Diabulela. Thank you.
Masiqhwabele umongameli ngentethe ephucuke kangakanana. Riyalebuwa mongameli. Sibulela kakhulu baya tankiwe. Meneer President. President in the light, please be seated. Rilebuyile haholo inkomo. President, in the light that you have Daisy as your friend. In the light that you have Daisy, President, as your friend, kukhona ugogo, Honorable President, ugogo, unomfanelo, Botomani. Honorable President, ugogo, unomfanelo, Botomani. Ufike ngo-3 o'clock apha stadium. Ephethele letter, President. Ebhale yonke into ethu qala waqala ubhala ngo-1993. Wathi singayiniki omnye umuntu ze ndiyinike wena apha esidlangalaleni ukwenzela into yoba ifundwe nguwe. Uye wasuka apha esithi angakhulula. Ndacela uba ngaze angakhululi sakunika ileta.
All right, well, there you have it, MEC Phemi Majolida there on the stage. Of course, we've just heard from President Cyril Ramaphosa from the Sisa Dugasha Stadium in Mdantsane in East London in the Eastern Cape, officially launching the Good Green Deeds program, of course, which is a groundbreaking environmental awareness campaign that really seeks to mobilize all sectors in South Africa to become more environmentally conscious.
Yeah, the big thing as citizens, he was sort of imploring us issues of litter. He says we shouldn't be littering our country. Let's find bins and reserved places for litter, and pollution, dumping, those kinds of the things that the president was trying to bring more attention to, so that we have an environmentally conscious country. And following, I guess, countries like Rwanda, where the president in the country there, plus all citizens, I think one Saturday a week, they all go onto the streets and they clean up their city. And if you've been to Kigali, you will never see a cleaner city at all. So that's what's been happening, and that's been launched. And happy International Women's Day to you.
Thank you so much. I was waiting for that.